everybody. This is Ralph Ashmead, your friendly neighborhood bow maker, coming to you live, sort of, from Northern California. We live up in the foothills where it's usually hot and sunny and dry, just north of Yosemite National Park. Been making bows in this shop since 1990, and have been making bows since about the early 80s, and attended my first Boston Early Music Festival in 1985. Where has the time gone? Here's a fairly representative sample of what I have in stock for Baroque violin, for example. I look forward to hopefully chatting with some of you via Zoom when I can discuss what the different models are, the weights, the lengths, what materials they're made out of, and try and answer any questions you might have. Thanks for tuning in. This is the first ever virtual Boston Early Music Festival. I wish we could see you in person, but with times being what they are, it just isn't going to happen. So it's the best we can do at the moment. The virtual booth will have all my contact information, how to get hold of me, how to look on things on my website, how to order bows. It also will have a lot of photos of bows that are not on my website. And the best part is it's going to have links to a lot of videos made by my customers that they were gracious enough to allow me to use. And there's also a Zoom chat on June 12th where we can go over specific bows and questions, and I look forward to chatting with some of you there.
Hello, I'm Andrew Dipper of Dipper Restorations, and this is my workshop that I'm working in. You can see various instruments around. This is an instrument. It's a copy of a Peter Guarneri of Mantua that's waiting for varnish at the moment, and some various setup things. And I'm working on an inlay for another viola da gamba. It's a copy of a Kaiser viol. And what you see today is very much the kind of thing that goes here in the workshop. A lot of restoration of historic instruments that I haven't got out on the bench at the moment, but also some making, some copies. And I also do research and some publications as well concerning violin technology. Since 1967, I've worked on the restoration of musical instruments created by some of the greatest makers of past times. These include Stradivari, Amati, Thielke, Testore, Tiefenbrücke, Louvet, Cousineau, Baroque Norman, Henry J., and many others. My restored instruments can be found in many private collections and in public museums. Museums such as the Metropolitan Museum in New York, the Federal Musical Instrument Museum of Berlin, the National Music Museum in Vermillion, South Dakota, and the Boston Museum of Fine Arts. I'm fluent in Italian and French, and this has allowed me access to many rare manuscripts and books on music and musical instruments. These I have used to uncover the working practices of the great violin makers of the past and how their construction techniques influenced the sound of their instruments. Understanding the greatest violinists from the 17th and 18th centuries and how they used their bows has been the focus of my research over the last 5 years. The Corrette model bow that I make is a design influenced by Michel Corrette's treatise on violin playing that was written in 1720. I have a library of drawings and measurements of original bows, and I've studied at museums in Europe and the United States. From these bows, I've developed my Pierre Tort, Kramer model, and French model. My Paganini bow model is modeled after a bow in a private collection and on the famous etching of this great violinist that was made in the early 19th century. Many players have told me that it replicates the pearl-like staccato in the music that he was known for. Very happy to see you, and if you want to make an appointment and want to see things that we are doing and want to see a range of the newest instruments that are coming out of the shop, I'd be very happy to see you.
My name is Gabriela, and I'm a violin maker based in Harlem, New York City. I work mostly on Baroque style. I make violins, violas, and cellos, and violas da gamba. And we also have a string business. We sell all variety of Baroque strings, and we sell also the beautiful bows, Baroque and classical, made by Peter Affourtit.
I am a Baroque violin player and I play also lute. I studied early music in the conservatory in Amsterdam. And after I finished my studies, I came back to Israel. My approach to bow making is from the player side. First, we wanted to make bows that function well, that you can come on stage and play a concert with them. And then I got very much interested in the research of the old bows, the different models of different periods, and how those relate to the different styles of music and how they can teach us about how to play the music. When I study an original bow, of course, I take exact measurements of the thicknesses in different parts and things like the camber and weight and flexibility and balance point, and I make drawings of the design of different parts. But from all that, I try to see what is the musical idea behind the bow. So what was the maker trying to achieve or to make the bow do for the player, and then how it relates to pieces of music from the same time that I know and play, and how it relates to the sources from the periods that give us some hints about the performance practice and how they liked musicians to play. For the Boston exhibition visitors, on the 12th of June, there will be a Zoom event that you can visit, have a virtual visit in my workshop, and we can meet and you can ask questions. If you want to try bows in the United States, violin maker Sarah Peck is representing my work in the United States, and she has a collection of bows that are available for trying. And of course, you can always email me and get in contact and ask any question about bows. So bye bye.
Hello, this is a short video to introduce myself. I am Katrien Vandermeersch, a violin maker. I live and work in Belgium. I am more than 30 years active in the building string instruments business. First, I successfully completed my training as a violin maker in Puurs, Belgium. And additionally, I earned my master's degree in music with a specialization in musical instruments violin making at the School of Arts in Ghent. I mostly worked alone in my workshop, but last years I've opened my workshop for student luthiers. We still can learn from one another. I am a specialist in building Baroque instruments like the bass violin, built in the air, the violoncello piccolo, the tenor viola, the viola, and of course the violin. My instruments are personal redesigned models based upon 17th century models, Italian but also inspired by the Flemish school. My main projects are the construction of the basse de violon after Gaspar Bourgon, the construction of a Baroque 5-string cello or a tenor viola after Brothers Amati. And recently I also made a violoncello jazz 5 strings with an additional F string as a lower string. As a luthier, I use my 30 years of craftsmanship in favor of the musician. Therefore, I first listen, watch and learn from the artist. From there, I create an instrument which allows the musician to express themselves as they truly are. It's a perfect marriage between luthier and musician. Both parties contribute their own unique skill set to create a very personal instrument. Every instrument is so a unique piece with his own sound and character. So I wish everybody a wonderful early music festival, and you are more than welcome to contact me for any question. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you live in 2 years.